I spoke about Knox Hill, and now UMG is coming after me. I'll explain. I've been spending hours and days trying to figure out how to best word this because I'm aware that UMG is cracking down on reactors across the board. But I can't help but wonder if it's coincidence that after reviewing Knox Hill's work and his latest release and talking about UMG coming after him, even though he is big on breakdowns and adding a lot of intellectual property and commentary, I spoke on how I felt why that was corrupt. And just a day or two after, I was hit with 5 emails back to back rejecting my copyright claims. And then a few days after that, I was hit with a couple of emails where I was told that my videos will be taken down and will lead to a strike. And as you know, if I reach 3, my channel's done. Now, as Lee Reacts from the Infinite Reactions YouTube channel pointed out, UMG is not just taking down reaction channels. When you receive such a notification that your dispute was rejected, and now you try to appeal that, and your appeal is rejected, you have a chance before you get hit with a strike and the video is taken down to either A, trim out the segment, B, mute the segment, C, delete the video altogether, and you have a chance to cancel the appeal. So if I were to say I cancel my appeal, the video stays, they make all the money off of it, and I won't receive a strike. However, and I did comment this on Lee React's video about UMG not taking down reaction channels, I, in my experience, have been hit with a strike or two that felt like it came out of the blue. Is it possible I missed the warning email? Yes. But I don't recall getting one. I just recall waking up, getting to my computer, and finding out I had a strike and the video had been taken down. And then I had the chance to try to contact the claimant directly via email. That worked once or twice. Most of the time I didn't hear back, or I was able to file a counterclaim. And that goes through the YouTube process. And if the claimant takes legal action, we proceed. And if the claimant does not prove to YouTube they're taking legal action against me, aka taking me to court or something of the sort, then the whole deal expires after so many days. The video is restored. No strike. You're good to go. The dilemma here is when it comes to fair use law, as people in the comment section have said well before, the fair use law was not designed to ensure or guarantee that we get monetization on these videos. And it is a complicated work in progress. The whole debacle about the Millennial Act, about the fair use law. Fair use does not mean I'm guaranteed I get to make money off of a video if I'm using someone else's song or content. And I think that's fair to a degree. If I make a song and I want to make money off of it, I don't want people just copy-pasting it and sharing it with the rest of the world, and I don't get a cut off of my hard-earned project, music baby, art piece, you name it. The dilemma, however, is in a world where there are so many reviews, where everyone and their mama has an opinion, and there are companies that write lengthy articles about artists and songs, where we have the radio that brings new music to us, where we have Reddit reviews and all kinds of discussion groups where people bond over the things they love, where they bond over critique and the things they hate, where you find new music, the latest movies, where you want to look at a review of sorts. That is the new way of marketing and promotion. Reactors and those who bring content to the rest of the world, they are promoting these artists, if they do it right. They are basically advertising, because a lot of people find new music. You have told me this happens through my channel, where you find an artist that you would have never listened to or heard of, but because of my review and me presenting it to you and listening to it with you, not only do you get the emotional reward of getting to see someone smile and laugh and cry, those mirror neurons that are firing off, you don't get to only bond in the comment section, but you're actually being exposed to new music, new art, all kinds of content you would have not otherwise heard. It is marketing and promo, and a lot of musicians are picking up on it and asking reactors to review their music. It happens to me all the time. I get so many messages, I can't even keep up. Of course, it's understandable that if someone just takes a song, gives no credit, not to mention adding any intellectual property, a claimant has a right to say, you just used my song. I pride myself on adding intellectual property, where hopefully the song would be a fraction of the entire video. And in those situations, of course, questions arise such as, why would the claimant make all the money off of a 3-minute song, while I have added 20 minutes worth of my own intellectual property, educational value, analysis, and breakdown? And I get it's complicated. There's channels where they listen to the song, they smile, give you a thumbs up, and ask you to subscribe. And then there's those who really add value, Knox Hill being one of them. UMG is hitting everybody hard, and I know it's a tricky topic. Again, I do understand. Give credit where credit is due. A worker is worth his wage. I don't believe it would be fair of me to demand getting paid for just listening to someone else's work. But if I'm adding significant value and I'm adding so much more, somewhere fair use should come into play. And I'm finding that UMG is getting tricky because not only am I getting claims on videos where a 30-second clip was played, and hopefully that dispute will be accepted. Otherwise, I will have to fight that because I created a 20-minute video with me analyzing things and seconds of a song being played. I feel like that really falls under fair use. Then, of course, there's situations where I listen to a song in its entirety or I pause a few times and I may add 5 more extra minutes of my own monologue. The difficulty is things are happening now, such as me being hit back to back, which kind of feels a little weird. Coincidence or not? Right after I talk about UMG when I'm analyzing Knox Hill's music. And also now UMG claiming a video, forcing me to cancel my appeal lest the video will be taken down that I get a strike for a song that doesn't even belong to UMG. Disturbed in February released their song I Will Not Break under their new Mother Culture Records label, which according to my research, maybe I'm missing something, is not under UMG. And I wonder, does Disturbed even know this? Is there some type of connection to UMG still that I'm not aware of? My research showed that Mother Culture Records, which is Disturbed's fully independent label, is not part of Universal Music Group. And yet UMG claimed this song, I Will Not Break. Who is controlling this? Who is monitoring to protect the little ant that I am compared to a Megatron and moneymakers such as UMG? Again, that is not to say I don't understand the process. Like I mentioned, what's his face? Lee Reacts, Infinite Reactions, made a good point when he explained the process and he said the strike doesn't just come from anywhere. You have the chance to trim out that segment or cancel your appeal. That is true. But I have received a couple of out-of-the-blue strikes that I don't recall being warned for. I keep saying this because it's important to be transparent. Is it possible I missed the warning? Yes. I highly doubt it, though, because I usually see these emails and I handle it as fast as I can. There are always going to be glitches in different systems, and yes, there is a process. And yes, I agree with Lee, UMG is not necessarily just taking down reaction channels left and right. It wouldn't behoove them because this is how their music is spread. This is how people keep listening to the music and how they make their money. Because if they get to claim the video, they now make money off of hundreds and thousands of people letting their song play in their reaction video. But I also plead with YouTube, and I hope that YouTube continues to work on refining a process where we can find a way to filter out those who simply copy-paste, give no credit, add no value, and those who maybe listen to a song for 3 minutes but then add 15 minutes worth of material. I know it's constantly a process of learning the system, working smarter, not harder. I may have to do things differently here and there, so just brace yourself for that, where I may at times release a video that is a review of something, but I show you seconds of the song so fair use can protect me. And I then link and put it in the description and in the comment section and everywhere where you can then easily click over to watch it for free and ad-free on my Patreon. That is extra work for me. It will be one extra step for you, but I may have to do that at times when I see that UMG is trying to come after me, where I give you a review, I give you my breakdown and my information on YouTube. I show you a second where I'm listening to the song. But if you want to hear me listen to the song in full and see every nuance and every moment and emotion, I may have to link a card and put it in the description for you to be able to watch it for free on Patreon. Trying to find ways to do this smarter without losing the traffic on YouTube. I do hope YouTube will keep fighting for us, especially those of us who pride themselves on analyzing, breaking down, adding value, where UMG tries to take it all for themselves. I will say, by the way, there are several labels and artists that are totally fine with sharing the revenue, where they refuse the claim, you dispute it and they reject it, and they might even not accept your appeal, but they are willing to say we can share. And that I appreciate as well. And then obviously, one of the biggest ways to go is finding artists that are not under the UMG label. That may take some work because UMG is a mothership over all kinds of different labels. But there's also a whole lot of independent artists that I pride myself on supporting, Ren being one of them, where we can make people go viral and we can show that we don't need what I would deem corrupt music industry to make these artists blow up and go viral. And I think that's a beautiful way of showing we got to support these independent artists, especially those who are working to bring us beautiful art and real music. And if you want to know more about the psychology about pop music and why certain hits, though it feels like it's not real music at all, go viral, why do these songs blow up the way they do, even though they sound so similar at times, check out a video I did on that topic as well. I wanted to talk about this because to me, while it takes courage, because I don't know what the ramifications will be, it's important to me to bring to you honesty about what's happening in the process and why things are the way they are, so I can keep covering my back and raising awareness on behalf of us reactors, analyzers, and those of us who bring educational videos, because that is important to me. I have a master's in counseling psychology. I'm a teacher. I've worked as a therapist. I'm not over here just listening to music and smiling. I want to bring you more. That's why I do documentaries. I do some own covers of mine. It's important to me for this to be a segue into more, a business, a brand where I can mentor and coach people, where I can create merch that is fun and inspiring, where I can help others and encourage, where it's not just me listening to music and you get to watch me. I want you to be pulled in. I want this to be more than just reacting. So that's what's going on in my universe. Let me know in the comments what your experiences have been, what your thoughts are on the matter. And if you know anyone somehow linked to Disturbed, I would be curious to know if my research is correct, if their new independent label, Mother Culture Records, is completely separate from UMG. And if so, then they might be interested in knowing that UMG is claiming their song, I Will Not Break, on YouTube. Truth matters. It matters. I will see you on the next ride. Heyo.